going on? As I said, if you guys are here, thank you for tuning in. We are going to get right into it. The secret sauce for today is you do not arrive at harmony. It is created with constant effort and iteration. That's it. Simple stuff. On to the docket today. Biggest news for this evening is that Trump and Elon will be on X this evening. Why is this big news? Because the meme coin supercycle is about to shift into turbo overdrive mode. Get on BullX now. It is going to be absolutely insane what transpires over the next 12 hours. We have a new Ubisoft game on Arbitrum, Ronin, and the big recovery. Toncoin on Binance. What? Will Trump even stay in the race? That is the craziest shit I have ever heard. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is Monday. It's August 12th, and it is time for some rare bits. Today, the crypto greed and fear index is down 14 degrees, riding us back into that extreme fear zone, coming in at a 25. Reminiscent, wow, it has not been this bad in, maybe since FTX. So its sentiment is low at the moment. Does Trump turn this around? Bitcoin dominance, it's up on the 24 hours. ETH dominance also up. Total crypto market cap is coming in at $2.165 trillion. And the top search term for the normies, I don't know why I call it the normies. This is an analytic where people from all walks of life are searching. What are they searching for? And it basically excludes what we are talking about and searching for on CryptoX. So for about the fifth day in the row, they are searching for SUI, ticker sign SUI. It is up 90% on the 7-day. And before we get on to some more news, we are going to check the numbers for the nerds. And the crypto heat map, it has been bopping around green, red all day. It goes in and out of stuff. What are we talking about? Bitcoin is currently trading just below that 60K mark, coming in at $59,299. Ethereum trading at $2,659. BNB $515. Salamis $145. XRP 56 cents. Toncoin $6.41. Dogecoin at 10 cents. Now, onto the pick list. As you can see, wow, look at that graphic right there. So this is just how much the coins have changed in market cap over the last 24 hours. As you can see, SUI is making some outstanding progress. Anything we want to call out here on the day, big gainer, SUI up 12% just today. Say up 9% just today. Everything else is pretty much trading flat. We will take all the action we can get. Total liquidations today, $1.4 billion. DEX volume about $4.24 billion. Now, looking at top meme coins by market cap, the price movement, the big movers, we have PopCat up 8%. Book of Memes trading flat. Even though it's flat, it's up about 1.49. Everything is up also about 1%, but basically trading flat. Biggest movers in the last hour, we have the MAGA token. DGen back on the scene. What is happening there? MogCoin making an impressive kick up, 11%. So Billy back in the mix, up 8%. Brainlet, 8.35%. All of these tokens are community builders. They are here for the long haul, in my opinion. Next up, breaking news according to Polymarket and what the betting man is putting his and her money and crypto dollars on. We have Kamala Harris replaced as nominee at DNC. Fed emergency rate cut 2024, Iran military response by Monday. And we are going to get into some interesting stuff with that. Not to alarm people, but there's shit going on in the world that we need to be absolutely aware of. VP debate before election. Of course, we're going to have a fucking VP debate before the election. Are you betting on it? We are doing a quick flyby of the 5-day view on Bitcoin. We have a red marker for Bitcoin on the 5-day. Also for Ethereum. And we are going to get a look at salamis. We also have a red marker. I'm not going to do any more technical analysis than that. This is just a 5-day quick view. Let me know your thoughts. 5 days from now, do you think we will be up or down? That will be on Friday. Are we going to be positive or negative today's price point? Now, a couple news stories that caught my attention. We have a Kursk incursion. So the Ukrainians are fighting back against Russia. It is causing quite the hubbub. Watch for this to be a developing story. Next up, we have U.S. submarines. They are on the move. We have aircraft carriers on the move. They are headed to the region known as the Middle East, where it is filled with turmoil. Is this a presence and a deterrent, or is this become an actionable movement? Next up, one of my favorite artists of all time, Banksy, is back on the move. He is doing a 7 animal themed artwork series in London. He released his first one yesterday, I believe. It is a rhino on top of a... Now, this is really interesting because when Banksy does these onslaughts, they're awesome. It was back in New York City back in 2013 when Banksy came out, and he basically created a brand new art piece every day for 30 days, and they would mysteriously appear in places. And yes, he was famous at the time, but this blew him up in an interesting way. And one of the interesting things he did, he actually took his paintings and went and sat in the park with a stand and was selling his artworks that are worth millions of dollars for $5 and $10, $15, and nobody was purchasing them. So I have, at the time, I had a design studio back then. I have a bunch of friends. We were all creating art. I think I was still working for Saturday Night Live at the time. But in the art community, I had some friends that got in on some of this Banksy action. So back in 2013, his first appearance was this painting in Brooklyn. Next up, this was another graffiti that he did in this doorway. Somebody purchased this and it sold for over $1.5 million. Now, on day 11, so I have some friends that help construct and get involved with this, and there's an interesting story behind that. So on day 11, he did Silence of the Lamb Slaughterhouse, and he basically created this truck, and there were stuffed animals coming out of it, and he played around with the soundtrack, and it drove around for, 10, 15 days. But what is interesting about this is during this time, there were also these fake Banksy things that would pop up. So while very few people know actually who Banksy is, he does have a team that verifies his artwork. So these are the people that were in touch with my friends. My friends helped put this thing together. So it is an amazing movement what Banksy has done. I don't know. It's interesting to see this back in the news. So this made me smile. Next up, my call for today is FOS, freedom of speech. And I'm going to get so much flack from the community because I got into this super early and got out of it. I sold everything but a moon, and it just, and I posted online. My Rolex made it super simple and smart, made me look like a rock star, but the token tipped down and I was watching it, and the community come out in gangbusters. So we're going to check in on it now. I jumped back in. So we are just going to back this up a bit. So, look at this token. It is on ballistic. So we'll even back up a bit more. So you can see that's where I sold back there, continued to chop sideways. This was my final out. Caught this top. It did not repeat that top for a bit. Then the community just came out and it just ripped. And so this morning, I decided on this dip. I was watching it. I decided to get back in, and I am probably just going to sit and hold this. It's a super interesting token. It was my call for today. Freedom of speech, ticker sign FOS. I think there are a bunch of people that love this, that hold this. Does this absolutely take off during the debates or the discussion with Trump and Elon? Or do we just see a shift into brand new meme coins? I think there's going to be a combination of both. So it is going to be absolutely interesting to watch. Next up, I've been following this. So as we watched the differential between the former President Trump, ebb and flow as to who will be the polymarket prediction for sitting in the White House seat. Currently at 52%, Trump is at 45%. He has gone down even more. So, just seeing Kamala continue to take this, seeing Bitcoin's price continue to falter. Does this continue, or do we see a flip of the script? Now, along with the meme coin stuff, there are so many areas where these take off, and every once in a while, I just want to show you guys the people who are getting in early on these meme coins, up 9, 97,000%, 42,000%, 2,000. I have never hit one of these out of the park, but there are some people that are doing some stuff. And what's interesting is at the moment, 1, 2, 3, top 3 coins that just cranked yesterday are all on Ethereum. Are you guys trading on Ethereum? It's gas fees are way down, right? It's almost problematic for the network that the gas fees are down so much. So there's a bunch of winners and a bunch of losers in this space all the time. It is a gamble. If you are a gambling person, tonight there will be enough activity at the casino where win or lose, it should be fucking entertaining. So get some popcorn, load your Bullx wallet with some cash, and come to play. All right, so we are going to get into this. Ubisoft has finally announced a new Ethereum-based game called Captain Laserhawk. The game is going to be on Arbitrum network. Meanwhile, Ronin faced another hack. They lost about $12 million, but they were able to recover the funds quite swiftly. It was an ethical white hat hacker. All of this is happening at the same time that Toncoin goes absolutely ballistic, gets listed on Binance, sending it up 8.2%. It is time to lock in, gamers. Fucking lock in on the meta that is happening. Are you exploring things outside of Ronin, outside of Ton, outside of whatever ecosystem you're on? If you're not, you need to be, because change is happening everywhere. People are building. And another dark horse is going to be Phantom. I've been talking about this for a minute. I had the team several months ago, and they were just initiating some marketing plans and things like that. So I know they have been building. My view is going to see them kick up some dust in the near future. Coffee horn. Oh my goodness. Okay, so next up, what do we have going on that caught my attention? So there is a new Samsung TV. And if you are a gamer and an NFT nerd and all these things, it's kind of cool. And especially if you're shopping for a new TV, because you are going to have the ability to pull up your assets on this TV as a library, as a bunch of things we've been hearing about. This type of functionality in the NFT space for several years. I don't know if anybody has truly come out and made a dent in the need. Like, do we need this? Do we want it? Is it something that if you had it, you would utilize it? Artwork is awesome. Do people display artwork on their TV, or when the TV's not on, do they turn it off? I don't even have a fucking TV, so I don't know. You let me know. We are gonna keep moving on. Next up, we have 3-week Fibonacci channel RSI pattern to look at. Thank you to CryptoCon. He is predicting just a Bitcoin go to about $109,000 by September 2024. That would be absolutely nice. By December 2024, I hope I said that. So September, October, November, December. I don't even think we see Bitcoin start to rip until September. So if we just cross references, so get into 2024. So he's calling. Yeah, I mean, everybody's calling for the rip around the same time. It's really going to rip in here. I'm still going with December 23rd for this. This is his. I've got my own chart. Our dates are very similar, so it is nice to see. And it's always nice to follow a bunch of different people that have varying views on the ecosystem. It will, in turn, give you a better, more well-rounded perspective so you can formulate your own opinion, because be told we are all just trying to tell fortunes, right? We're trying to tell our fortune by predicting the patterns and what is going to happen future forward. None of us know. Nobody does. If they tell you they know, they're smoking crack. Okay, Bitcoin price predictions. Nobody stops. Everybody's loving the Bitcoin. I am on with it. We do have some interesting stuff. So we have with Solana, it barely slipped below 140 earlier this morning. It has this like sticky spot around the 160, 160, I don't know, two, it depends on how technical you want to get. It's got these sticky numbers that it gets caught in, and the momentum hasn't let it break through these ceilings. All we need is these to happen. I am still saying we're going to crab walk sideways. But we did see the RSI below 50, and I don't know. It's just there's some things to watch. Technical indicators are also in alignment with kind of what I'm saying, that we are going to be looking at some movement or bearish, just some like crab walk sideways bullshit. So we have Bitcoin's, it has, as I said at the top of the show, to extreme fear. We are more fearful than we were during the FTX crash. And something, I look at these charts all the time, so seeing it come in this low is really interesting. We have macroeconomic factors, including the upcoming CPI and PPI releases. They are going to be key triggers for sentiment and how it moves forward. So all this is on my radar. I bring it to you as I get it in. Next up, we have in Santa Monica, they have just opened a Bitcoin office. It is not a drive-through, but I did this morning and I thought it was funny. They are going to promote cryptocurrency, and I am all for it. It's going to be based around educational staples and trying to get people to understand what is going on. The goal to make Santa Monica a hub of Bitcoin activity on the West Coast will happen. Now, next up, we have a security breach that, I don't know, 4.3 million customers are falling in the hoop of this. This is a Utah-based fintech firm called HealthEquity. Hackers got in, hackers shook shit around, and they gobbled up a bunch of your precious data. So if you receive something in the mail saying you have been affected, this group right here, these 8 women are the group I was able to sneak in and take a photo of the women responsible for the mistake. They're pictured right there. So next up, we have Arthur Hayes, the founder of BitMEX. He's always got some great stuff to say. He's in the current Democrats make covertly print dollars to boost the stock market, to create rallies to make themselves look better in the eyes of polling Americans who are getting ready to vote. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is facing potential reconsideration of his 2024 bid. Now, this is all new stuff. I believe I read a blur this morning that said Anthony was quoted as saying was unhappy with the current race and was thinking of pulling out. I don't know what that would do to the political ecosystem. Do we see Trump drop that bombshell tonight with Elon? I have no idea. It is, man. And there are so many bets placed on Polymarket at the moment, watching what is happening. I wonder, do we see bets of, if Trump drops out, who will replace Trump? Is that going to be one of the next betting pools that comes down the pike? And we have, what do we have? Trump, he is going to be live on X. It's going to be awesome. And a couple things. One, form this platform into a hub of real information. We do not get this in a lot of places. So hats off to you, Elon, and the work that you are doing. I am looking forward to this in the speaking engagement that you have this evening. Next up, in my site, I included a hack report this week, as well as some people that were able to get financing for some super interesting projects. So the hack report includes some things that happened on the Ronin bridge exploit, Nexera proxy contract, a Rari Foundation Discord breach. So the hackers are always at work in the space. You must be very in what you are doing. And as far as some of the companies who are receiving funding, this is awesome. This is Andrina. They are basically a cable provider, and they are flipping the script, and they're talking about doing blockchain cable providing. And there is more information on this in my Substack. These are companies that are trying to flip the script on the way content, the way media, the way information is delivered to you, the end user. Is this going to be smarter, better, faster? Is it geared toward the community, or is it just another stunt by a company to take y'all money? We will find out as we go forward. And Binance has just decided to delist about 15 different coins. They're listed in my Substack. These include Monero, Bitcoin Gold, a bunch of other ones. This does not go into effect till September 1st. If you have any of these coins, they advise you to remove them from the platform. If you do not, they will convert these into USDC on September 1st, and it will stay in your wallet. So there is no fear factor involved, but if you would like to make plays and do not want Binance to mess with your money, you should get on board and do something about it. And this is an interesting chart I put in my Substack, and this is a super old chart dated 1875, and it just talks about how cyclical money making is. When are the wins? When are the losses? If you lay this chart over the timeline of life and look at the ups and downs, it's almost irrelevant to what country you're in. You can fit this chart into things that are happening. And in short, basically 2023 was a year of hard times. Our next big year is going to be 2026. That will be the top. That is, according to this chart, when you want to sell everything you have and buy Bitcoin. So this is all wonderful food for thought. If you guys are still craving crypto clarity, please subscribe to my Substack. Warning, rare bits may cause hodling.